now we've got some examples that we're just going to go through. So sometimes, as I said, they will tell you what transformation we're going to do. So here, this one, it asks us for a square transformation is applied to the x to linearize the data. So I'm just going to use this one as an example to practice go over what we did. So you would pop in our X list and pop in our Y. So I've obviously prepared this earlier. So were they asking me to square the X? So I would do that. I'm calling it SX. And then underneath I press equals. Now I choose X because that's what I called it, and squared, and press enter. If you get this, some of the new calculators don't get it, but if you do, it's always variable reference, click OK. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to write the equation for this one. So if I did that, I want to get the equation, menu, stat calculation, a plus bx. Now I changed the X list, so I'd have to pick that one. And I didn't change the Y. So remember, we only ever change one of them. And there we go. I could write out the equation for that data. I could have y equals, y equals 95, what was B value? Minus 1.6 or something like that. I'll put it in under here. All right. So if I was writing out that equation, I'd have y equals, it's just doing automatic cap lock there. Let's do to 3 significant figures. So I'm going to say 95.8, 95.8. I think the B was a minus, so minus 1.57. So 3 significant figures, 1, 2, 3, but because that 5 is a 5 or above, it has to go to 7. So negative 1.57, and then I'm going to say times, and it'd be the X list squared. So you need to write it like that. That's the transformed equation for that data. Okay. This next one, next question 11. So it says a table of below gives the HDI and the mean number of children per woman for 14 countries in 2007. The scatter plot of the data is also shown. So the reason they're giving you the scatter plot here is so you can see children is RV, yeah, and HDI is EV. So I suggest you write on the top of that. I can't because we're on this program, but you write on the top of that EV and RV so you don't get confused. Now it says, the question was on the next page. The scatter plot is non-linear. I would agree with that. See, there's a little curve there, most likely. And it said a log transformation is applied to the children. So a log, that would be log y. But it doesn't really matter because they told you which one to log. So log children, and with HDI as the explanatory variable, which one of these things is the equation. So it would definitely not be B or D because it's got to be log children, doesn't it? Yeah? The y value is logged and that's the transformed. But let's go get the equation. So what we would do is we would have children. Oh, I think I've put it as child. And HDI. Okay, so there's my 2 lists. Now we want to do a log of the children. I'm just going to call it log child. There you go. Press equals. Now to get the log, so it's control and that 10x button. We always do log 10, and then in the brackets here, we're going to write the list I want to log, which is, I called it child. So I click enter. So this time I got numbers. Remember previous ones, sometimes it says log. Doesn't matter. It's still going to work. So then, I'm just trying to move this over. Then I want to do get the equation. I need to get the A and B value. So linear regression, A plus BX. I didn't change the X list, which was HDI, but the Y I did, and it was log child. And I click OK. So my A value is 1.05 and my B is negative 0.0095 something. So which one is that? A? Yeah? So there's your answer, A. Okay? Question 4. So eggs laid by female moths hatch and become caterpillars. The following time series shows the total area in hectares of a forest eaten by caterpillars in a rural area during 1900 to 1980, and the data used to generate this plot is also given. Okay, so what happens, this is actually what we're going to move in next week in chapter 5. We're going to look at time series, but in a sense they are a scatter plot as well. So you can see this is a little bit of a combination in the exam where they're using both, but we can do these questions. So they've given us the data, and they said the association between area of forest eaten by the caterpillars and the year is nonlinear. So looking at this, yeah, they're telling me it's not a straight line, it's a curve. Now, in the exam, they often tell us what transformation, and they did. They said do a log transformation of area. So that's a y transformation, yeah? So a log y. So when the equation of the least squares regression line, of the line that can be used to predict log 10 from the area from the year is determined, the slope of that line is approximately. So they're giving you the b value there, but all they want you to do in this question is round this to 3 significant figures. So you don't start counting until you get to the first non-zero, which is 8. So 8, 5, 3, that would be the 3 significant figures. But because this is the fourth one is an 8, it has to go up, doesn't it? So it'll be 0.00854. So you guys write that in there. I can't get in there in this program. So, sorry. So yeah, that's all you had to do. But then in the next one, they said perform the log transformation and write the values of the intercept and the slope for the least squares equation to 3 significant figures. So really, it's 2 marks. We want the A and the B value. They told us this was the B. So when I go to do it, I'm going to know I'm right if I get a number that they did. So I have to go into, I meant the calculator. Sorry. We have to go into the calculator to get the A value. So it was area, I think, and what was the other thing? Year, wasn't it? Year? Yeah. So area and year. Now they wanted me to do log of area. So I'll just call log of area. Underneath, I'm going to press equals, press the log function, and it's 10. And we're doing a log of the area, press enter. See, this one's putting it as logs, who cares? It doesn't matter, we don't really look at those individuals. So now we're going to go get the least squares regression equation. X I didn't change, which was year for me. And the log I did, it was log area, which is there. And I click OK. So remember they gave us that B value? Is that looking what they had? Yeah, so I know I've done it right. So the A value to 3 significant figures was 1, 2, 3, so it's negative 14.4 because the fourth one is a 9. It's going to make it go up. Okay, so this number here is negative 14.4. And this one is the same as your answer up here. Yeah? And that was a bonus mark, I always said to the book kids, that you got a bonus for that one. All right. Just going to stop the video. I think that's, yep, we're on to time series. Okay, I'm going to stop the video. Yeah.